Across Europe, the air is changing. What began as a wave of compassion is now being shaken by political pressures and public outrage. For millions of Ukrainians seeking safety, the signals are becoming more troubling with each passing day. Germany is cutting benefits. Poland is refusing new arrivals. Other European countries quietly push Ukrainians towards the exit. And now, a shocking new twist, with Germany openly telling President Zelensky to take his young Ukrainian men back, not as citizens but as soldiers for a frontline meat grinder. What does this mean? Why is Europe suddenly tightening its doors? And what does it say about the war Ukrainians never asked for? Hello and welcome back to TFI Global. Let's break it down. This week, Germany delivered a message that sounded less like diplomacy and more like an order. Chancellor Friedrich Merz said publicly that he told Zelensky, young Ukrainian men should not come to Germany. They should stay and serve their country. They are needed there. This statement was not whispered behind closed doors. It was said at a German business congress on camera with the whole world listening. For the first time, a European leader openly told Ukraine, stop sending us draft-age men, take them back and put them in the trenches. For many observers, this wasn't an advice, it was a decree. A farman, a command from Europe's biggest economy, backed by political frustration and public anger. Germany feels it has carried too much for too long and now it is pushing back. Words weren't enough. Germany is now rewriting its entire refugee policy with Ukrainians at the center. Right now, Ukrainian refugees get the citizens' allowance of 563 euros per month. But under Merz's new plan, starting April 2026, new arrivals will get just 410 euros, nearly 40% less. This is not a small trim, it is a deliberate squeeze. Germany's message is, don't come here unless you're ready to work or go home. Public pressure is enormous. Inflation is rising, housing crisis is exploding, the economy is slowing down, and the AfD is gaining historic popularity. Politicians are terrified of losing votes. So, Ukrainian refugees have now become political collateral. Germany isn't alone. Across Europe, countries are tightening borders, reducing benefits, and quietly encouraging Ukrainians to return home, even if home means conscription or frontline danger. In Poland, Prime Minister Donald Tusk said, Poland will not accept migrants under the European Union Pact. Poland claims it is overwhelmed. Millions of Ukrainians are already there. Economic pressure is rising. Border tensions with Belarus are intense. Poland is applying for full exemption, meaning it wants no obligation to accept any more arrivals. Other countries, from Czechia to Switzerland, are debating similar restrictions. The pattern is becoming clear. Europe is slowly closing the door. What makes this story even more disturbing is the tone many European leaders are now using. They're no longer saying refugees need protection. They're saying Ukraine needs fighters. Send these young men back. Many have interpreted Germany's words as take them back and deploy them even if they have no training. For Ukraine's leadership, which is desperate for manpower, this might seem convenient. Zelensky's government is under huge military pressure. Frontline units are exhausted, casualties are rising, and recruitment is collapsing. Some analysts argue that Zelensky would be happy with Europe's move because Kyiv wants every draft-age male back, whether they want to fight or not. Across social media, refugee groups and diaspora communities, a painful sentiment is spreading. This is not our war. This is a European and Western proxy confrontation with Russia, fought on Ukrainian bodies. For many ordinary Ukrainians, they did not choose this war. They do not want to die in it. They do not want to be thrown into a trench. They feel trapped between Russia's bombs and Europe's betrayal. And now, as Europe tightens the noose, they feel even more abandoned. Many refugees say they fear going home because they will be grabbed at the border, forced into the army, given no training, and sent straight into a meat grinder frontline. To them, this is not bravery, this is not patriotism, this is survival against an elite-driven conflict. Adding fuel to the fire are the scandals emerging in Kyiv. 100 million euros corruption in the energy ministry, officials caught taking bribes, military recruiters accused of selling exemptions, VIPs fleeing the country while ordinary men die. Many refugees ask, for what are we being sacrificed? For whose pockets? Critics argue that the Ukrainian elite is safe, politicians live in luxury, Western weapons disappear, and ordinary Ukrainians are forced to pay the blood price. Meanwhile, European leaders who once promised moral solidarity are now saying, "Go home and fight, we can't help you anymore." Germany is cutting benefits, Poland is rejecting new arrivals, Europe is turning their back on the refugees, and Zelensky is pressured to take men back for the battlefield. The truth is becoming impossible to ignore. Europe's support is fading. The Ukrainians are being pushed back towards the war, and the people paying the highest price are the ordinary, innocent men who never wanted this conflict. This war, many argue, has become less about Ukraine's future and more about geopolitical games between the global powers. And now, as Europe's door closes, millions of Ukrainians are left with a terrifying question: go home and fight or stay abroad and be abandoned? Thanks for watching.